I'm Coach Matt Bierman with QB Mechanics. I'm here to give you the tips and tricks that are going to help you become a better quarterback. These are the 3 massive mistakes that you want to avoid as a young quarterback learning the game, or even a high school quarterback trying to get noticed by college coaches. So a huge mistake that we see all quarterbacks of all ages, doesn't matter NFL down to youth, is when they start watching the ball. If you watch the ball, chances are your ball is going to take off like it's a plane taking off down the runway. We want to make sure that our eyes are always fixed on the target and we are not varying from that. So the time you load and you identify your target to the time it hits your target, your eyes should be locked in on that. That is the #1 tip to make sure you are accurate. Keeping a steady focus on aiming small and missing small. That is a perfect example of eyes going up. Watch the eyes start here and raise up, the ball will rise right with it. If you check back in your brain and you see that the ball was a spiral, you know you were watching the ball. That's an easy fix. If you're missing left and right, there's a lot more to that throw. Another common mistake we see with quarterbacks of all ages is the ball carriage. So too high, too low, reaching, getting too high in the throw. We really recommend that the ball is 2 inches off the chest, 2 inches under the chin. For those guys that start to drop down and stay low, it's a loopy mechanic that has to come back up and spend time, and the defense is tipped to the fact that we're throwing the ball. If the ball gets too high, which you'll see guys do, a lot of young quarterbacks are too high, then they never are able to actually gather the energy out of the ground and put it into the ball. So we're aiming on our target, we want to miss on the vertical axis. So say if we're aiming at a target straight here, we want to miss here to here, okay? So we say aim small, miss small. So if you aim for the nose, hit the forehead or the chin. That vertical axis on the target is really our aiming point. Yeah, we love when it goes in, that's awesome. But the reality of it is in a game, in a pressure situation, that's an easy catch for the receiver. Your feet are as critical as it comes when it comes to throwing. So we want to make sure your feet are up underneath your hips. We hear a lot of shoulder width apart is what a lot of people will refer to as a good athletic position. First things first though, if you were asked to run or jump from this position, your feet naturally come under your hips. Your hips and your feet together help you produce force. You don't produce force well out here, you produce it really well up underneath you. So when we go to throw, we do not want to get ourselves in a position where we get too wide, okay? So put your feet shoulder width apart, and now go ahead and step out, and the challenge is keep all your weight on your back foot because the ball's still there, okay? So I'm gonna step out about 8 inches, 6 inches. If you notice what happened, that ankle articulates and rolls forward, and the problem is now, where is my energy? The ball's here, the energy's on the front foot, ball's still back here, that's the problem. Now all of a sudden, we're in a position where he's gonna go to throw, this foot has no choice but to push off as he goes and starts to lean to throw. That's a really difficult component to start to drive accuracy and get energy out of the body. Now if you'll watch, as he goes, he's gonna step to the same spot he was on. Go ahead and step. He's able to maintain leverage with the energy still with the ball. That is critical to his power and weight transfer, his power and his weight distribution to get that ball to go down the line. Now I'm gonna start my feet together. And where's my leverage now? Most people think of a throw as more of a pitch or a forward mechanic. It isn't. Every example you can see of a great thrower, unless they're off balance or on the run or getting in a strange position, is going to be a guy standing up in the throw. This is a vertical push. The energy goes up to the ball and your hand sends it out. A lot of people want to make this movement really complex. It isn't that complex. We're gonna do it in unison. Go ahead and step out, leave all that weight back. Now, all we're gonna do is, if I'm gonna press down on this foot, this foot's gonna naturally come forward. I'm used to doing this, whether I'm turning to run, turning to jump. If I shift this weight forward a little bit, this knee is gonna receive, and this ankle and the foot and the hip are all gonna receive the energy in a really normal fashion. When this left foot hits, we're ready to throw. We like to do it in a slow method where the body starts to understand the sequence we want. It's gonna step out, open our toe up, and then stand up and throw.